Hey guys, JoeFan82 here, and this is my review for the 2016 Stiletto action figure. This figure is based on the character first seen or first heard of in the novel G.I. Joe Body Count by Bill Nedro, or Nedro, I'm not sure of the pronunciation of that. That was a Kindle World novel, only available on Amazon. This was an original character created by Bill for the story, and they had a fan choice for which Kindle World character would be turned into an action figure, and Stiletto was the winner. So this year we have a Stiletto action figure. Now, before I get into the figure, let's go over her accessories. She comes with quite a lot, as you can see here. She comes with this rifle with some nice paint apps there. It's black with some light brown. This gun here, it's all black. One very small pistol. Two knives, all solid black. They are identical. And two swords, and the sheath for it here. The swords have sort of a greenish brown handle and silver blades. They slide in very easily like that. It is open on the other side, so you can see the blades there. And there's a peg here that goes into Stiletto's back. And she comes with the figure stand, Stiletto, the G.I. Joe logo. And let's talk about the figure. Let's get this out of the way. I'm not a fan of this head sculpt. She just does not look right to me. If you look at the artwork, there's some artwork online, some concept artwork online, and then the artwork here on her file card. It does not match what we see in figure form. This, to me, is an ugly face sculpt compared with the artwork we've seen. It looks like the head was squished. It looks elongated. The hairline is way too high on her head. It just looks weird. She's supposed to have, according to the artwork, I have not read the novel, so I can't speak to that, but according to the artwork that I've seen, she has a normal face, and she has a scar across her eye and her mouth, and her left eye is white. I'm not sure if she's blind in that eye or not, but it doesn't have a iris or a pupil or anything. And this figure looks like the left side of her face is disfigured in some way instead of just a scar. And I'm disappointed in the execution on this. The hair coming down here, there's a little sloppy paint app there, so it looks like, it doesn't look like hair, it just looks like somebody messed up with their paint and went down on her forehead. The back looks fine. The hair looks great. I mean, the sculpt on that is fine, but the face and the head here, it's not what I was expecting. Now below that, I mean, she did come with this blue handkerchief thing, which was sticking up like this, so I couldn't move her head, but I sort of bent this down and it looks a lot better now, and you can actually move her head around. Now from the neck down, this is a borrowed body. This was the body used for Agent Helix. So if you have an Agent Helix figure, you will see a resemblance. I do not have Helix, but I would imagine the colors are different. I like this body sculpt. I think it's very nice, except for the arms here. At least on my figure, the elbows are quite stiff. They loosened up some after I worked with them a little bit, but after first opening it, the elbows were very stiff, and the way that the hand and wrist is attached, when I bend the elbow, the hand almost comes off. It's working a little better now that the elbow has been loosened up some. But other than that, I really like the body sculpt. I think it's very nice. I like all the details here. If you can, there we go. Little like buckles here and straps, and the sculpting here is all very nice. She's got pouches here. This is like a little belt with pouches molded on. Lots of stuff going on here with black boots, knee pads. As far as articulation, let's see. Her head's not going to do a 360 because she's got this long braid in the back, but she does go left to right. Doesn't really do an up and down at all. Her arms go out about so far. Then we'll do a 360, and the elbows do almost a 90, and she's got wrist articulation there that does a 360. I forgot to mention on the right shoulder she's got the Gold Star G.I. Joe logo, and her legs go out about so far. She has double jointed knees, and she has some ankle articulation, and they do a full 360 there. And let me show you how the accessories go on. The swords go into her back like that, so that looks very nice. And let's see, can she hold her weapon? She can. It's a little loose. It's a little loose. Not the worst, but not the best. See, kind of falls off there. If you mess with it too much, it's going to fall off. Let's try this other one. If I can even get it on. There we go. That one's a little better. And let's try this teeny tiny pistol. I can barely hold this thing, it's so small. That holds pretty well, pretty good with that. And her two little knives here. It seems to work okay. It's not falling out. Now the thing is, she comes with all these nice accessories, right? However, unless she's holding them in her hands, or aside from this, there's no place to put them. She comes with this small gun, but there's no holster. They could have easily made this a holster for this gun, or put some sheaths for these knives, like right here in these pouches, but they didn't. So they're just kind of hanging out there on the floor, I guess. I always like it when the figure can hold all of the accessories. So that's a negative in my opinion. Let's take a look at her file card. It says security, codename Stiletto. File name, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that because I'll probably butcher it, so you can read that yourself. Primary military specialty, covert operations. Secondary military specialty, infantry, birthplace, Thailand, grade E5. It says, with her facial scar, dead eyes, I believe that should be singular, dead eye, and streak of white hair, as well as her mysterious past and knife-edged battle skills, Stiletto makes even the G.I. Joe team a little nervous. She joined the team alongside Cobra defector Felix Mercer Stratton. For those of you longtime Joe fans, you'll know who Mercer is. If you don't, look him up. Acting as his bodyguard, and has since become a strong asset to the team. With skills that hint at Special Forces training, she is proficient in most small arms weapons and an expert in the use of bladed weapons. So she sounds like a very cool character. I like her, that she's a little mysterious, kind of like Agent Helix. However, I do not like her face sculpt. As I said before, that is a big negative in my opinion. I mean, I like the body sculpt is a reuse, but I like that. I like the colors chosen. I like the figure stand. I like the accessories, even though she doesn't have a place to hold them. But this face sculpt is, I was expecting better, and if I was building Nedro, I would be disappointed in what I got for a figure, for a character I created. So I cannot highly recommend getting this figure unless you've read these novels and are a real big fan of her. I mean, this is the only official release that we have. I'm sure there are other customs out there that probably look better. I don't know how they could look worse as far as the face goes. If you want to pick up this figure, you can find her in the Heavy Conflict 2-pack with Heavy Duty. I'll be doing a review for that figure soon, so stay tuned for that. As always, you can find me on social media via the links in the description for this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.